Well, YouTuber's been trying to get my generator started here. Had a power outage. It's over now. It's about 4 hours. I've taken the filter cover off. It goes on here. Well, this goes on here. You gotta set this down on the top of the choke lever. And then these go on here, and then this goes on the outside of that. So I've been spraying carburetor clean out into the carburetor. This is the carburetor right here. Trying to get it started. It'll start momentarily, but then it'll die on me. We'll try it again. I'm just spraying in some of this carburetor and intake cleaner. That's the choke setting with that closed. Let's try a yank and see what happens. So let's spray a little carb cleaner in it. Open it all the way. We'll spray a little bit of that back in these holes on this tube here. Then on each side, I'll spray a little into this. And in here, and here. And close the choke. It starts temporarily, as you heard, but it won't stay on, so I may have to take the carburetor off and take it apart. Have to take these connections loose. A little wire there. And this bigger wire, cable almost like. Two-handed job, looks like. Okay, I got it loose by turning this to the right as far as I could, and then using these pliers to pull it loose. So now we have to take these completely out, and I think it'll come loose. We have to disconnect this gas line here. We're going to have spillage, so need to put something under here to catch the gasoline. Okay, so I put this pan underneath. Put a glove on so I don't bang my hand up on something. We need to close the gas valve up here. Horizontal is off and vertical's on. I put a fuel filter on this generator. I got a video on that. I'll show it here if you're interested. This is a Briggs and Stratton engine. $5,500 watts, 8550 starting watts. Very nice generator. I've had it probably 10 years or so. Haven't run it very much. We don't have very many extended power outages. There's the connections. 30 amp 12240, 120 volt, 220 amp, and then 4 electrical outlets, and the one 12240 at 30 amps. Got a nice handle on it to pull it by. Okay, we finished taking off the carburetor bolts and using a Starlight. It's 5/32 fitting here. I'm out here on a November day in the 40s. Tried to watch football this afternoon and had a power outage for the whole game. Trying to watch Ohio State Buckeyes and Penn State. Listened to it on the radio. I had my solar panels working and had power for the radio at least, but didn't have any video. And I hadn't maintained this for a long time, and so it's gummed up. My bad. Well, I couldn't get it off, and it was just stuck. I just tapped the side of it with my pliers and it came loose. So there's the carburetor. I'm going to try to film these things as you do them. It helps you remember how to put them back together. Here's some wires I have to try to stick in some of the jets. So this is the bowl. We'll take it off first. Has a float in it. There's the back side. So we'll remove these 2 bolts. I'm just using basically a screwdriver, like so. These screws, don't over tighten them. I had a lot of trouble getting them off the other time I cleaned this. Okay, so we're gonna take this off. I want to try to look at where everything's assembled. Ooh, there's some crap in here on the sides. It's your float. Comes off. There's a spring in the middle and a little groove here, or a little, what do you want to call that? It goes down in this hole right here. You want to know, make sure you know how to line these up. It lines up like that. And if we want, we can take this off. I'm going to try not to though. Run some wires maybe down through some of these places. That looks clogged to me. Just spray some carb cleaner in here. Got some gaskets here, gotta be careful. Unless you want to replace them, which I don't want to if I can avoid it. Okay, so I just sprayed carb cleaner every place I could think of. Any hole, jets. Under the hinge there, under the hinge there maybe is a hole there. I don't think there is, so, but I didn't want to take that apart. Then let things dry and put them back together and cross your fingers and see if it'll start. Okay, I slid the carburetor back on using these long bolts here. And these are also that hold on the air cleaner also. I take it back. They also hold on this. Okay, so we have to, okay, we need to get the gas line back on. Okay, got that down. Need to attach these wires. The big one goes into the big hole, and then the little one into the little hole. I kind of broke off this little plastic insert here. Hopefully I won't cause a problem. And put this cover over here, but we have to get this choke mechanism down on top. Turn the choke all the way closed. This has grooves in it. This here, you can see these grooves, so they're only going to fit on here one way. Okay, I got that on. It's a little tricky. You make sure you got it on right so it closes the choke all the way. And then we have these nuts. Put back on. Okay, we don't need the air cleaner on to see if it'll start, but it goes on next like that. And the bolts screw into these holes here. Okay, make sure to turn the gas back on. Let it drain down in there. Make sure this is on here. Let's give it a pull and see if we made any difference. smoothly. Here's where I hooked the cable in. Here's the cable. Comes through the wall here, goes down and then into the bottom of my panel here and up to a dedicated 30 amp breaker here, and I have a lockout switch here. The power is on right now, but if I wanted to operate this breaker, it's blocked out from moving to the left and turning on. I would have to raise it up. And I can't raise it up unless I have the main power shut off. So anyway, this will operate quite a few of my appliances. My furnace, not my air conditioner, but quite a few lights and so forth. Of course, you have to select what you're going to run. You can't have everything on at the same time. I've got this blocked out here to indicate this is the generator. And then up here is a schematic of the generator. So I could use it now, but the power's back on, so I'm not going to do it. So there we go, YouTubers. Clean the carburetor once again, and now the power's back on. I don't need it, but it's been several years, and when you let carburetor sit that long, it's probably going to clog up. So hopefully this was helpful. I know I was a little sloppy, but I was in a hurry, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll leave a link here of when I cleaned it before years ago. So, and also a video of operating actually my house circuits with it plugged in. This is Old John signing off.